everybody, and welcome to another edition of Cooking with Kacy. Today we are going to make turkey stuffed peppers. So if you're following along in the calendar, this was April's recipe. So a super quick and easy version of a stuffed pepper. Stuffed peppers are nothing new, they've been around forever. It's just a little healthier version, so a little twist on a classic stuffed pepper. So the very first thing we are going to do is preheat our oven to 375 degrees. So that's done. And then we're going to spray a 9x13 cooking pan with just whatever spray you have. Or you can oil it down and rub it off. That works as well too. And so we're going to place our peppers in here. So instead of keeping your peppers whole, we actually cut these in half. So I have some red and orange peppers. Feel free to use whatever you can find. Our recipe calls for 4 peppers cut in half. So I'm just gonna kind of fill until my pan is full. So I think I had 6 peppers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's about right. Okay, so that's ready to go. So the peppers are in there. Of course, I washed those and got all the seeds out beforehand so that they were ready to go for us, a little quick and easier. So now I'm going to come over to my skillet. I'm going to turn that on. And I'm going to get 2 teaspoons of oil in here. So just whatever cooking oil you might have at home. That'll work just fine for this. So we'll get that in there. And then while that's heating, we're going to do our onion in there. I've already cut and chopped, diced 1 small onion for that to go in our skillet. So we'll get that in there. You should get all those little pieces. Okay, so we're going to get that onion cooked in there. We're just going to cook the onions enough until they're translucent, or you can kind of start to see through them. Start to make it smell really good in here, because once these onions start cooking, it's going to smell yummy. Okay, so once these onions get cooking, we're going to add in a pound of ground turkey. So this is kind of the first change, maybe to a traditional stuffed pepper, is we're going to use ground turkey instead of ground beef. That just helps to make this a little leaner. Right now, ground turkey is probably a little less expensive than ground beef, so it's a good option to use. If you're kind of not sure about it, you could always do like a 50-50 split, like half turkey and half ground beef, just to try it out to see what you think. But it's a great ground option to use, especially if you can't find ground beef or it doesn't fit in your budget. I know some people even have allergies to ground beef, so this is a great way to still have that flavor of a stuffed pepper without using that. Okay, so we're just going to give these onions a good toss. Make sure that they're good and coated in that oil. And they cook them all over. So let those go for just another couple of minutes. Okay, let's talk about our other ingredients while we're waiting on our onions to cook. So once the turkey gets cooked, we are going to add in garlic powder and cumin and chili powder to our chili while it cooks. This kind of a basic taco seasoning blend. So if you've ever bought like a packet of taco seasoning at the grocery store, those are kind of the basic ingredients with a lot of other stuff added in. A lot of salt gets added in that. And then just some other things that aren't really necessary. So this is a great simple way to make your own chili seasoning at home with just some basic spices. Okay. Onion's gonna go here. This recipe goes together super quick. I have done some pre-prep work for us by measuring out some ingredients. Not a whole lot. I think I maybe spent about 15 minutes doing some pre-prep here. So really quick and super simple recipe. So we're gonna get our ground turkey in there. Then I'm just gonna take my handy dandy meat chopper and I'm gonna give that a chop. I'm gonna try to get that meat broken up into some really small pieces. so that it fits better inside of our peppers. My peppers happen to be kind of small. Sometimes you get bell peppers and they're really big, but these happen to be kind of on the smaller side of a pepper. So we want to make sure that this fits nicely in there. Turn that down just a bit. So turkey, ground turkey, if you've never cooked with it, does have a different consistency than ground beef does. It's softer. So if you're using it and you're like, oh, I don't know about that, how does that feel? It's supposed to feel like that. It's okay. It is a little softer than ground beef is. I love a good stuffed pepper. Lots of flavors, really healthy, lots of good ingredients that is going to go into this. Okay, so I'm going to add in our ground garlic powder. We're going to add in our chili powder. And we're going to add in our cumin. Again, just some basic spices. These are great spices to keep in your cabinet, because you can add them to lots of different things to spice up just about any recipe, especially if you're watching your salt intake, your sodium levels. Those are great to add to things to give it some flavor without increasing the sodium levels. All right, so we're going to get that all mixed up. Smells so good. Those spices are such a great blend. They're so aromatic. All right. So we're going to get going for us. We're just going to make sure that we cook this until that turkey is good and brown. We don't want any raw bits of turkey left. Okay. Just kind of get that off there. Then I'm going to come back in with this. Give that a big stir around. All right, so far all we have in this is our onion, our ground turkey, and then our spices. You can see how that turkey just really takes on the color of all those seasonings. It's a great substitute for Taco Tuesday. Right? It's Tuesday. I know a lot of people do tacos on Tuesday. This is a good option to have in your back pocket for something a little different. You could also take this mixture and make a taco out of it if you wanted to. Those peppers really add a lot of important vitamins. Vitamin A, vitamin C. Those are things that we greatly need in our diet. Helps to support a healthy immune system, helps to keep us feeling just energized and ready to go, helps keep our skin healthy. All right, so that's looking almost ready. So once this is ready to go, we are going to add in black beans. So I have a cup of black beans that I have already rinsed and drained. And then we're going to add in a cup of salsa and then a cup of cooked brown rice. And so those three things, again, are going to add a lot of flavor to this dish. They're going to add a lot of bulk. So we've got fiber with the black beans and with the brown rice instead of white rice. All right, I think this is just about go. And just cook it and make sure that there's no more pink left on it. You want to make sure it's cooked all the way through. All right, now let's add our other ingredients. So our black beans. Just gonna add those right in here. We're gonna add our rice in. And I love that we can do this right in this skillet instead of having to pull out a bowl to do it. Then we're going to add in our cup of salsa.
Kacy's all about the one pot.
I am all about a one pot. I don't like to do dishes if y'all have not figured that out. So,
I don't either.
I don't know many people that like to stand around and do dishes. All right, so we're gonna give this a big stir together and just make sure that we get all of those ingredients incorporated. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my skillet. So at this point, this is what you have. So our turkey, our onion, our seasonings, our black beans, our salsa, and our rice all mixed in together. And that look so good. Now all we're gonna do is get our already prepared peppers. And we're just gonna stuff them. So I'm just gonna take a scoop of our mixture. I'm just gonna add it right inside that pepper. So this is super easy, very quick and easy recipe, very healthy recipe. All right, this last one filled. And then I'm going to cover this with foil. And I'm going to put this in the oven and bake for 30 minutes. Once it has baked for 30 minutes, I'm going to uncover it. I'm going to sprinkle cheese on top and cook for another 4 to 5 minutes just until the cheese melts. After you have cooked your peppers for 30 minutes under the foil, this is what they should look like. Now we're going to add the cheese. We're going to add a little bit of cheese to each pepper slice. And then we're just going to cook it for another 3 to 4 minutes. Until that cheese gets good and melted. And here is the finished product of our turkey stuffed peppers.